Hey everybody, what's up? What's going on? My name is Galaxy. Welcome to today's video. Now, in this one, take a look down below or up top, depending. You can see that today we're going to be going over my personal Gunzerker build. Now, I will say just right off the bat that this mainly focuses on pistols, pretty much only pistols. And money shot is pretty much what it's built around. So it's honestly hard to mess that up. If you guys know anything about gunzerking and how crazy Gunzerker is, honestly, compared to the rest of the classes, you'll know that this is going to be a pretty good build, like regardless of whether or not I make a couple mistakes. So, just bear with me. It's still going to be good. Now, to start off, I guess we should just jump in and immediately go over the weapons I use. Now, I will say that the Lady Fist, the Grog, and the Herald will always be on your bar. You should honestly always have those every second of all the time. And then I have the Hornet on. The Hornet is horrible for gunzerking because it's dull. So if you fire it, not aimed in, it's just a single fire. But this is just for non-gunzerking times, occasionally whenever those armored enemies come around, I have that. But feel free to use... Oh, I fell off my cool spot. I spent like a minute getting up there to have a cool vantage point for the video. But whatever. So yeah, so feel free to use whatever you'd like in the fourth slot. I know there's probably lots of alternatives and other different stuff. I know a lot of new weapons have came out, but I use the Hornet for armored enemies whenever I'm not gunzerking. You pretty much will be using just these three the whole time. So it's honestly not super important, just kind of a preference as to what you want in this fourth slot. Next up, we have the B. I have two shields that I consistently use, the B and the Sham. The Sham for really heavy bullet fights, and then the B for killing everything in 3 seconds. And let me put my grenade mod back on, because I had to take it off to get up to that spot I was in. But anyway, right now I have a Quasar on. I would definitely recommend a Quasar, just having one at all times. You never know when, like, the Singularity. That's what it's called. The Singularity could come in handy. And then I would also recommend, I don't have one right now, or I definitely would have it equipped, a fastball. Get yourself a fastball. I would make sure to get an explosive one and get a corrosive one. A corrosive one, obviously, for armored enemies, and the fastball is just actually incredible. It's actually incredible. And then an explosive one for just everything else, so that way you don't have to worry about maybe not having the right type for the enemy, because explosive will just work on pretty much everything other than armored guys. So there's that. Next up, another thing. Now, before you go into the comments and angrily write that Galaxy, why don't you have the +6 money shot skill? Well, I know, it's just like they're not the easiest things to get. Like, they're not just like laying around. I have the purple one, that's the best I got for now, okay? If I had a blue one, I'd be using it. If you have a blue one, use it. If you don't, the purple one is still good. And then, with honestly, like, no explanation needed, we have the Sheriff's Badge. If you don't know what the Sheriff's Badge is, just read that real quick and you'll understand why we're using that one. So, with that being said, most importantly, the skills. Now, I'm really not going to go through and talk about them. The game's been out for 7 years. You guys know what they do, or at least know how to find out what they do. I will mention the most notable ones. Definitely get I'm Your Huckleberry, since we will be using pistols. Definitely get Money Shot, because that's literally the whole point. Make sure to get No Kill like Overkill, and make sure to get Down Not Out. Then over here in the Rampage tree, make sure to get Double Your Fun. Don't skip out on that. And absolutely make sure to get Some, because if you read the skill, it pretty much halves your cooldown on gunzerking, so that's really good. And then Keep Firing, you definitely gonna need that, because well, it's just great. That's why you need it. No more explanation needed. And then over here, this is where it's a little controversial, to where I'm not exactly certain. I was actually gonna use this video as an opportunity to get your guys' input, so make sure to let me know in the comments. So definitely take Insight, fill that up, and then over here, definitely put at least some points into Asbestos. Feel free to even just put 1 point into it and then take the rest in Hard to Kill if you would like. But I just went ahead and put more in Asbestos because of the extra bonuses we get from the class mod. I felt like it was a waste not to take advantage of the extra skill points there. And then that unlocked the next tree, so I took Ain't Got Time to Bleed. Fistful of Hurt. Melee damage is horrible. Absolutely horrible at OP 10 and max levels. Like, this is not going to help at all. Like, you are never going to be meleeing anyone to death. You do not even need to waste a single point in Fistful of Hurt. And then Out of Bubblegum would be a really good skill if we were using the Rough Rider, but since we're not, definitely don't take Bubblegum. like, again, unless you're using the Rough Rider, then take it. If you're not, then don't. So out of those three, the only option really even feasible was Ain't Got Time to Bleed, and that just is really helpful for health regeneration. And then the last point, after all that gets put in, you have 1 point left, and I was really in between throwing it in 5 or 6 shots just to even add a chance of the bullet addition to the magazine, or maybe even steady as she goes. But I went ahead and took the 10% movement speed just for the 1 point. This is what I wanted to ask you guys. This is what I want your input on. Let me know if I should I put the 1 point in the bus that can't slow down, or should I put the 1 point in 5 shots or 6? Because my thinking was I really couldn't tell if 5 shots or 6 was going to affect my money shot. Because if you see up here, where's it at? Oh, yeah. Your shots have a chance to not consume ammo. The lower your health and shields, the greater the chance of free shots, up to 50%. So I know that works really well with money shot, because if that procs on your money shot, you get multiple in a row, and it's really good, super helpful. But what I was wondering is that if 5 shots or 6 would be beneficial to helping that, or maybe prevent you from getting to the money shot. You know what I mean? So I had a hard time deciding, and I just wanted to ask you guys about it. So make sure to let me know in the comments if you have any input on that. And with that being said, I think that's going to wrap it up for the skills. I'll just sweep back through real quick one time so y'all can see. Hopefully you got that. Now, to end off the video, what I'm going to do is a few boss fights and just show you guys how the build works out actually in practice. You can kind of get an idea of how this is going to work at level 80 OP 10, or maybe even just any level. I also will recommend that if you're not fully level 80 and you don't have all your skill points, start over in Gunlust. Definitely start in Gunlust for your normal playthrough, fill that up, then move to Rampage, and then when you get the extra skills from 72 to 80, hit up the Brawn Tree. So start left and just move right. So with all that being said, let me hit up the fast travel and get us over to a boss, dudes, so you can see how this works out. Alright, so we're here at the bunker. I'm going to start off with the Sham, just until Bunker actually gets over here, because there's no point in just taking a bunch of extra damage while wearing the Bee. And the Bee has a really bad recharge time, so we're just going to stick with the Sham until that thing gets over here. Where is it? Where'd you go, buddy? Alright, it's coming. We're going to do a swap over to the Bee. Pull this up. And got him. Okay, well, no pearls and no head and no Sham and no bitch, so we're gonna move on to the next one. I say we go and see if we can get ourselves a fastball. I know I was just talking about getting one a second ago for the sake of this build, so let's see if we can go and get one real quick. Where the fuck do you go? Oh, shit. Nothing from him. He's invisible. Anyway, guys, thank you for stopping by and watching my video. Please leave a thumbs up on it if you did enjoy the build and the video, and make sure to let me know in the comments what you thought about the 2 skills I was deciding between earlier. You should subscribe if you're new, because I have multiple other build videos on the channel, and probably more to come in the future, especially when Borderlands 3 comes here coming up soon, so stick around for that. I hope the rest of your day goes well, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.